One. Open it up.
Open it up.
Welcome, everyone. Children of all ages, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Harold the Wizard. I'm joined by my co-star in the body, Petrilli. We are here to give you all Ravens updates, all Eagles updates, NFL news, betting knowledge that is going to make you millions upon millions of dollars. We're here. We're back. We're better than ever. We're rolling into week 15. The season is coming to a close. Trilly, how you doing, dude?
Dude, doing fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I'd be doing better if Geno Smith can get his head out of his rear end.
Yeah, Geno's got to pull it together
touchdown here. But, we'll see. We're recording this on Thursday night while we're watching Thursday Night Football. It's an ugly one. Fourth quarter, the 49ers are taking control of this game here, but we'll see. Well, maybe we can get a backdoor cover. That'd be absolutely fantastic.
That'd be tremendous.
Other than that, Harry, you said it. Last week, we had a great card. Absolutely great slate for the NFL, Week 14, and you were right. You were right. There was a lot of really good games.
Great games.
And we're here to break it all down and give you our picks for this upcoming week on Week 15, dude. That's all I got to say. I didn't have the best of weeks. My lock and my pick for the parlay, they both hit.
Who gives
my personal picks?
They were down in the gutter.
Yeah, not good. 0 for 4 in the personal.
It happens.
The lock hit and the pick for the parlay, that hit. But we just came up short on the parlay because of that very, very, very sad touchdown by Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Crazy.
Push the over.
When was the last time, and I know this is true, for every viewer that we have, we're going to clip this. You tell comments the last time that you had a parlay that had two alternate spreads that both hit. Cincinnati was -3.5. Trilly took them at -5.5. Baltimore was +1.5, went to +3, and I took them at -1.5, and they both hit. Hey, listen, did we lose the unit? Did we lose the 15 combined the 30? Yeah, we did. But we were that close. And every time we get closer and closer, and if you're not riding with us, well, then guess what? Get the fuck off, Rain, because we don't want you anyway. We don't want you. We're not cashing your checks.
Seeing the board well, we're locked in. We're right there, right on the nose. The ball bounces one way or the other. And just to get down to it before we get into our teams a little bit here, the ball is not bouncing Tom Brady's way at all.
Hell no.
Harry. He was a big topic of discussion to start the year. We kind of laid off of it for a little bit. Yeah, I think now's the time. Now's the time to talk about
we put
Tom
this
Brady
dog to sleep
again.
I think he's got to get euthanized, dude. It's like, hold him out. What? I just don't even know how to describe it, dude. Like, he's still so angry and he's still being Tom, but it's like, dude, I'm gassed for words to understand why Tampa is so bad. Like, dude, like that there are people that genuinely believe, and I do think that it's an overhyped statement. It was on NFL, like overrated takes, but like, it's not too far-fetched to think that Carolina can make a run to win the division. And we say that, but then it's like, dude, Tampa sucks.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. That'd be crazy. If Tampa fires their head coach, gets rid of their running back, gets rid of the quarterback that they traded for, and still makes the playoffs somehow and hosts a home playoff game. Crazy.
Freaking wild, dude. But it's not that far
it's not out of the realm.
Tampa is so damn bad, dude. Like, how do you not? I get that overall, I get that overall the 49ers have a better team, but dude, they didn't have their starting quarterback. You got the GOAT. And by the way, dude, we can no longer say for the rest of the year, bar a major playoff run to a NFC championship versus the Eagles, we cannot say that this Tampa defense is good anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, they're really bad. Bad. Like, they're not just like not good. They're allowing themselves to get slaughtered. And it's like, dude, it's like you guys were supposed to be the bread and butter when Godwin went out early in the season, right? You were supposed to be the bread and butter. When they brought in Jay Jones, who was supposed to be this dynamic guy, keeps getting injured. You were supposed to be the bread and butter to keep those points off that Tom could rely on, Lenny. But you've not succeeded in that at all. I don't know what to do with Tampa, dude. Is Tom going to be there next year? I don't really know.
We talked about it last episode a little bit. Go make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out our previous episodes, our shorts.
Check it all out.
Check it all out. Click the like button. Hit the bell, put the notification bell on, because we're putting out content, we're putting out winners, and we're trying to have a lot of fun with it. Trying to make everybody money here. We're trying to make ourselves some money here.
We call it
a lot of
sports
fun.
porn.
We're locked into this season. We're running out of time here, which is the sad thing.
I know.
Running out of time. Only a couple.
And then we got to start talking
left.
NBA full time. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Then we go to
we'll
NBA.
Have to break out the keeping up with the NBA.
Yes.
Sooner
than later, but not now.
We'll get to it. Not yet. We wait till after Christmas.
Right.
For keeping up with the NBA.
Correct.
But when it comes down to it here, right? Tom Brady has had his own reality TV show, right? This whole past season. We thought that he was going to come, bounce back, blah, blah, blah. He had this. He had Giselle, banged up.
The apparent new girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
the
wild.
Apparent new girlfriend.
Both of them have new.
I know. No way.
I feel bad for those kids.
Listen, I feel bad for Giselle, dude. She looks. I mean, he put her on the shelf. He put her on the shelf, dude. He went like. I mean, he got somebody like younger. She's posting with him, and he's not denying the claims. I wonder if he's still kissing his kids on the lips, though. That's my question.
Oh, definitely. That's another reason I feel bad for the kids too. But another reason I feel bad is their dad just looks straight up old. Yeah, and I thought that he was done and over with. And this is the big thing that keeps holding me up about Tom Brady, right? Is I watched him with my eyes his last season in New England against the Eagles in the Link on my 21st birthday. I saw them play the Eagles, and they barely beat the Eagles because Nelson Aguilar drops a touchdown through his hands, and the Eagles end up losing that football game. I'm like, Dad, I think Tom Brady's done. Like, he can't throw the ball down the field anymore. Like,
no,
he can't do anything. He can't move. It looks like it hurts to do stuff. And obviously, he proved me wrong. He had a couple years of brilliance, wins another Super Bowl, comes back and proves everybody wrong. And that's what I think is holding people up of writing him off again. We've been doing this for the past decade. Yeah. For the past almost 10 years.
And then he comes
trying to be Tom Brady's done. But people keep getting burned for it. But I'm not afraid to say it. Tom Brady is done. He's done. Done.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give him a pulse. Like, if you check for it, if there's 10 people around, 9 of them are saying he's gone. I'm the one who's saying keep going. You know what I mean? This is what I'm going to say.
Saying, ha, 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 staying alive.
That's a clip. Okay. The point being is this. I do think, though, that Tom, in a different scenario, might not be facing the challenges that he is. Now, Harry, how can you say that when he's come back with all the players that he won a championship with? Believe me, I know. I agree. They're all old. But more than that, dude, it's not that they're old, because we've seen time and time again, Brady's brought old guys to New England, right? In that last Super Bowl with New England against the Rams, and went on. And yes, it was a soccer game practically. Still won a ring, though. They went on a full playoff trip to get to the Super Bowl. And that was based off of old guys. That was based off of Edelman. That was based off of Gronk, right? So where am I going with this? Where it comes down to, dude, is the stabilization at the top. The coaching staff is just, it's not regulated. It's completely unstable. Why? Coach, yeah. I've never seen a team go more to the offensive coordinator or the team manager in Bruce Arians the way that Tampa games are. I mean, I'll see Greg Roman every time, but I don't see him for 10 minutes out of the game. I see him for maybe 3 30-second clips. You know what I mean? The way that I do with Tampa. There's so much going on. You know, Colin Cowherd, he always loves to do dramatic things, but he had a great quote that Skip and Shannon talk a bit about, but that is true. It's like Tampa's so much more loose than the New England culture. They drink down there. They get buzzed down there. That's what Bruce Arians can get that big off of just cheeseburgers. He's a martini guy. You can tell he's got a hard gut, not a soft gut. He's a hard gut kind of guy. Okay. And that comes from the hard liquor. And my point being is that Tom, while he's trying to stay in the league, he's looking to be dialed in. And I don't know if Tampa can do that right now. He's looking for a Mike Tomlin character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Bruce is out, though. He pretty much got rid of Bruce when he came back. They got Todd Bowles in there as the head coach. Tom wanted him to be that guy. He has his boy Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
You see him all the time. You don't see Todd Bowles. You see Byron and you see fucking Tom hugging it out, or they're pissed at each other.
But that's another point, though, is that the head coach is not.
He's not the main focal
seen.
point. That's why I'm trying to back you up here.
Okay.
Yes. Where it comes down to it, Todd Bowles, we saw him fail as a head coach up in New Jersey. He was a defensive coordinator for the Eagles and a couple other parts, right? He's supposed to be a defensive-minded guy, and this defense just doesn't have it. You lost a couple guys, but they look old, they look soft, and they just, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, they're not worried about the head coach. They're not worried about the defense. All it comes down to is Tom Brady, and Tom just doesn't have it anymore. He just doesn't.
He just doesn't. Well, listen, at the end of the day, but then he's going to come back and get 8. You know, I think that
he still might make the playoffs. He might win a playoff game against the Dallas Cowgirls at home. I still think that will happen, and I hope to eat my words. I really, really do as we move forward throughout this conversation on this episode here. But
go Waves.
As it looks right now, I'm just trying to be straight up about it. I'm not trying to take hot takes or anything like that. I feel like that's not a hot take at all. Just what my eyeballs see here. Take the glasses off, squint a little bit. That's what I see.
He wants, but here's the thing at the end of the day, dude, and this is what's so scary about him, is that he wants a ring for every finger. He wants a ring on every single finger.
He's not getting through the NFC, though. He knows it.
Well, that's the question, is that, you know, does he move on?
Yeah, after this year, that's another conversation.
We'll see, but that's a later down the road podcast. All right, let's hit some games, dude. Let's recap. Let's start it off. Let's get it out of the way. Let's talk the Eagles. Let's talk the blowout on the road, 48-22.
Murder at the Meadowlands.
Show New York that they're not anywhere in the same class.
They're at MetLife.
They're still playing D1 football. It was like playing against the Ruck, aka Rutgers. It was like the Eagles went and played against Rutgers. You know what I mean?
I thought Danny Dimes was the guy. I thought he was the guy, guys.
Listen, Danny Dimes is also known as Danny Dicksock. And what that means is that you only put up, and yes, he can run. He can run like he's trying to get off the field. But after that, nothing else comes. You know what I'm saying?
1 in every 5 men, they struggle with that, all right?
Hey. And God bless him. We hope that Roman Swipes, if you want to sponsor us, we got your back.
I had that plug right there for you, Roman.
We haven't brought up the $100 million deal lately. We are looking for subscribers. We are looking for views. We are looking to be seen. Rico Bosco is now back on Pick'em. Fuck him. We were supposed to be there. That was supposed to be us. What the fuck?
We had the contract signed.
We did. And now he's back. The point being is share our content, share us. We want to hear from you guys.
Subscribe. Hit the
for all
fucking
the people
button.
that called me a clown, by the way, this last week. I don't know if you saw that in a few other videos. This one guy was like, "You're a clown. You're a clown." When I was talking, I'm like,
it hits a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, come on, dog. Like, give me a chance. You know, I'm fighting for my life. But the point being is, like, we love that at the end of the day. I want you to keep calling me a clown. But the New York Giants looked like a bunch of clowns at home. So, Trilly, let's not talk about the Eagles' perspective here, because we could do that all day long. Let's talk about the Giants' perspective here.
Can I just go on a little bit real quick? Right?
Go ahead. Have your tour.
All right, just real quick. But if you want more of this, go to the BSP podcast on YouTube, Spotify, everything. Click the subscribe button there also. It's all Philly sports content all day, every day. But the Philadelphia Eagles are the real deal. They are the best team in the National Football League. There's no question about it. You are not going to fight me on this. They are 12-1. They are unstoppable. They are putting up 20-plus points on everybody for the rest of the season. There is no doubt in my mind about it, and that's because of this offensive line. It's because of the weapons, and it's because of their leader. It's because of the MVP. It's because of Jalen Hurts.
It's because of their leader.
Is an absolute juggernaut. You are not stopping them. The only way they lose a football game is if they turn the football over and they give it to you. The Eagles are going to kill everybody. Jalen Hurts has only had three, count them, 3 interceptions on the year.
Trace!
And that's why he's the MVP. That's why the Eagles are the best team in the league. Go check out BSP Podcast for more. Harry's got his other shirt that he's going to put on later, his bird shirt.
I got to put all my Eagles stuff on. After I put the Eagles stuff on, I'm wearing Raven Saturday gear. I'm wearing Eagles Sunday gear. All right. But let's talk about
Eagles.
All right, now
I want more of it. Give me go Birds if you see me.
go
Let's
Eagles.
get going, people. The Eagles are the best team in the fucking NFL. Let's go.
And they dropped a Christmas album. You didn't even
Yes.
talk about that.
Oh, we got gods on the offensive line. Gods.
Gods.
Freaking
Okay.
gods.
But dude, I mean, I know that we like to play devil's advocate a little bit. Let's talk about the perspective of the New York Giants, right? What do they do now, dude? Because
Get a new quarterback.
they
got a good head coach. They got a good defense. Get some wide receivers. Get a quarterback. That's what you need.
They got a decent running back, but you got to get a quarterback. You should have gotten Russ. And I don't care what people say.
I don't know
about what's going on. I don't know. I love that. I know people, dude, and I brought this up. They chose such a horrible photo to show of him about them getting eliminated from the playoffs. I think I brought this up last week. He looked like a fucking bullfrog. His face looked so fucking fat, and he was like this. He's like looking at the camera like, what are we doing? All right. Either way, are we doing a quick wrap on the Eagles game? Or are we going to talk any more about it?
Yeah, go for it. You give me your perspective on it because you know how I like to get. I need to get a little bit of something.
You got to get a little bit
Either
of something.
pump me up a little bit more or try to bring me down a peg because you're not going to do it.
That's always the way it goes. Listen, first of all, we saw that magic
just scored
number,
a touchdown,
right?
so I'm sweating out this bet here. That's why I looked away. Sorry.
We saw that magic number, right, with the Eagles, at least with Jalen Hurts. Goes on the road, 21 out of 31. Phenomenal. 217 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, average of 7. You know, he was tremendous. And at the end of the day, what you guys have shown is, and I said it last week and I'll say it again, your best move since bringing in Nick Foles to play for the Super Bowl was you went out and you got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown 100%. Has been the biggest deliverer for this team, bar anybody. And he, like, there was such a great take. It might have even been you who said it. We knew that he was good in Tennessee. We didn't know that he was great until he got to Philly. Dude. And now he's just this animal who, again, like we said with Gronk, with Tom, is always where Hurts needs him to be. Your offensive line creates holes that, I mean, for God's sake, dude, whether an ant's trying to fit through them and they got to be tiny, or whether a fucking Mack train is coming through them, they're making that hole. They're penetrating.
They're opening it up.
Roman, sponsor. The point being, dude, is the Eagles, dude. Like, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was crazy, the amount of depth that you guys have on your team. The thing that stood out the most to me was your rushing on the day. Sanders had an absolute day. 2 touchdowns on the day with 144 yards.
Scott got in the end zone. Kenny Gainwell had a couple of nice runs.
17 carries. Scott got into the end zone. You're absolutely right. I was hoping that Hurts would have gotten a rushing touchdown, but that's okay. The point just being is, dude, and obviously Devontae Smith, another guy who's just always there, animal. But then you got all this other.
7. They went for it on 4th and 7 from their own 47-yard line, and they said, "Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's show our dick."
We'll see what happens. Devontae goes open down the sideline. Jalen puts the ball on the money for him, puts it right in between the 2 defenders. He could have got laid out, but the guy went for the interception instead. He went for the glory. He whiffed, and they scored a touchdown on it. Once they did that and they went up 21-0, that game was over. It was over.
It was over.
This team is good. This team is going to show everybody.
This team is ready to give dick.
I want everybody to be excited with me. I just haven't felt it. I haven't. If you see me in person, if you're listening to this, give me some life here. I want the city to get going again. I don't know if it's from when we won the Super Bowl in 2017, 2018. Is it the hangover from the World Series? Like, are we too scared to jump the gun to get pumped up for this team? This is the best football team in the NFL in the past, I don't know, 5+ years to have this start like this. Let's go, baby. Let's be excited. I've been timid for the past couple episodes trying to wait it out. I'm ready to fucking rock and roll here. We got a matchup with the Bears that we're going to talk about in a couple minutes here. That may or may not be my lock. We'll have to see. But then after that, we got a matchup on Christmas Eve that we're going to absolutely fucking mollywop a team down in Texas. All right, that's what's going to happen. I'm pumped. Let's
A
go.
day of death. But we're going to open with the Eagles. We're going to close with the Ravens. We got a few other games to get through. Last point that I'll make about the Eagles before we close. I said it. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. This Philadelphia Eagles team is the Kansas City team of 2020 that won a Super Bowl. They're unstoppable. And they're rolling against everyone. They're the KC team. I'll never forget. I lived with you that year. We had the Super Bowl up on the monitor. Trilly was 35 hands deep, and he was crushing them. Fuck you, Kansas City. Fuck you, San Francisco. And every time he's down him, shirt's coming off. He's waving it in the air. He's throwing it. It was a great day. All right, let's move to our next game here. You know what we got to talk about. And that's a game that, again, was a part of our parlay. On the road to Cincinnati. Cincinnati mollywops Cleveland 23-10. They cover not only the spread of the day, which was -3.5. We took them as an alternate spread, -5.5. Trilly, listen, we can't be pissed at Deshaun, right? Because, well, yeah, you can't. Let me take that back. Everybody can always be pissed at Deshaun. But the point being is that we can't be pissed at him for what's been going on for him this, because he just hasn't had that time to be with his teammates, right? But man, oh man, dude, Cincinnati is making me nervous. And we'll get into that a little bit later, especially with me being 2 quarterbacks down. But we're talking about Cincinnati right now, dude. This team is looking like they were last year when they were getting ready to make a playoff run, and then they ended up going to a Super Bowl. Now, don't get me wrong. Did they get to take advantage of a lot of AFC injuries? Yes, they did. But this offense is no joke, and this defense is. But what makes them who they are is that I would say that besides Jalen Hurts right now, for the young QBs in the league right now, Burrow might be the best. I mean, this kid's ridiculous. His connection with Chase is unstoppable. And, dude, their fucking power run game is against Cleveland's defense was ridiculous, dude. What were your takeaways from that game?
Yeah, 96 yards from Joe Mixon.
Yep.
That team is balanced. They don't have the best defense, right? But they're opportunistic. They know how to get stops. They're good on third down, and that's all that matters. They're not gonna dominate you at any point. And they don't have any great pass rushers. They don't have any guys that's getting a lot of picks. They have a lot of guys that know their role. They know what to do. And that's been their biggest key, is where in the fourth quarter, they've been almost unstoppable, whether on offense or on defense. Like they do what they want when it comes down to the fourth quarter, and that comes down to coaching. The coaches have been fantastic. They showed it last year, at the end of last year. Started out slow. They bounced back great. And they put the trust back in Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon and T. Higgins, who's been banged up a little bit, Tyler Boyd.
Facts.
This team's good. I mean, they showed why that they went to the Super Bowl last year. They show why they should. They should win that NFC North or AFC North.
Won't happen, bitch.
They should win it. They should.
No,
because just the health wise, you need Lamar back to be able to get that done. But
maybe do we?
I haven't looked at the.
I'm taking alternate spreads, and I'm still giving dick against my arch rival. So I don't know. All
right, I don't hate that. Hate that.
Cincinnati's biggest issue, which it has been since they got Joe Burrow, and they still at times can't figure it out. Kid's still getting hit. And at the end of the day, he took 2 sacks on the day. At the end of the day, dude, if he keeps getting hit in a division, especially that prides itself on pass rushers, on heavy hitting defenses, that can affect you, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's what gave them this incredibly slow start. Episode 3, you came out with the fact Joe Burrow was on track to get sacked 100 times on the season, and they fixed it. But then it gets an individual rival, they're still getting touched. They got to solve that problem. Listen, this year for Cleveland to wash, there's not much to talk about there. It's whatever, who cares? But yeah, dude, I mean, this is big. These next games
between the Bengals and the Ravens
is huge right now.
Good. It's getting really
hot and tight. It's hot and tight.
And I like it. I like it hot and tight.
I like it hot and tight as well, dude. The thing that's keeping us in it, dude, again, is that they're 2-3 in division right now. We're 3-0.
Yeah. No,
We just got to
100%.
keep that. All right, we touched on that. Let's hit our next game. I think that again, it's another game that we got to talk about. Just in recapping everything that went down, and that's the spread that made everybody money, dude. I mean, if you didn't take this game, then you should never be allowed to bet again because it was lit. It's the only time I could say all season was free money. And that was Houston plus 17.5, which we both booked.
Yeah.
Now that should have been in our parlay.
Yeah,
And
it should
that
have. Yeah,
should have been
rather
in our
than
parlay.
Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Houston, I mean, dude, like, not that Houston is a good team. It's how not real Dallas is, dude. And they did it on the road. That game was so tough. Dallas is not there. They're not. They're I think a comparison for me that now listen, they have much better personnel, but they're kind of fake in the sense that Green Bay is. Like, not, this all-time quarterback, they're
Time
totally
out real quick.
fake
I love your take right now. The Seattle Seahawks had a chance to fucking stop them on 3rd and 3. I'm taking a 30-second timeout. They had a chance to stop the 49ers, get a punt, maybe go down, get a touchdown,
Get a gun.
go for 2 to tie the game. They gave up a 50-yard run and he goes out of bounds, kills the clock, and it looks like the 49ers are going to win this football game. Like,
they're on victory formation on the
brutal. Fucking brutal, bro. That's anyway. Keep going. I'm sorry. I had
bad day to be a Hawk. No, the point being not a River Hawk, but a
people
Seahawk.
watching on the YouTube, you could see my reactions as I'm watching this game on the side here. Just absolutely eat my soul out as I had.
Hey,
I had the Seahawks plus 4.5 there, just hoping that they can get back in this and you just lose even on a 2-point try. Whatever. All right.
Gambling is not for the faint of heart. The point being is this, dude. Houston covered. They covered by a mile. Tremendous. 27-23.
It was absolutely ridiculous.
That number's the only two. There's only 2 teams in the league that can get those types of. Well, no, there's only one team in the league to get that line. That's the Eagles, and then the next team that's behind them is maybe Kansas City,
or the
that
Bills,
can get that type of line,
like,
or the Bills.
Dallas doesn't deserve that line. They haven't proved jack all year. They haven't proved that they can keep anybody off the scoreboard. They barely beat the Colts when they blew them out that other night, right? It was a 2-point game going into the 4th quarter, and then all of a sudden they put it on them. Like,
and the Bills suck.
Don't deserve anything. Dak Prescott, right? Dak is this, he's that. What has he got? He can do everything. Everybody loves him. Dak Prescott is what Jalen Hurts should be right now. Jalen Hurts can run. He can throw the ball wherever he wants. He controls a locker room. He is a captain of a team. That's what Dak Prescott was supposed to be. Jalen Hurts is a winner. Dak Prescott cannot win.
He's a loser.
I didn't say that, but I
did. I fucking did.
Dak Prescott can't lead a team to a championship. He just cannot. He is what Donovan McNabb was. Jalen Hurts is what any other winning quarterback like Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that. He has that it factor. He has the Alabama. He has that winning mentality in him. And Dak Prescott does not have it. You look at Mike McCarthy. He does not have it.
Yes, the
Dallas team is fighting over individual stats. They're saying who is winning the MVP and who is not. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about individual stats. And then you ask the Philadelphia Eagles, oh, what do you think about Micah Parsons saying Jalen doesn't deserve the MVP? They say, I don't know. He should worry about his own team coming up this week because we got the Bears. We're worried about next week. We're worried about going 1-0. That's what this team is worried about when those clowns down there are worried about us, because we're going to go down there and we're going to kick their ass. And that team can't even handle a garbage clown team. I wanted to tweet out so bad that they had the best QB, the king of the South, the king of Texas was Davis Mills, but he choked it. I wanted to tweet that out.
The king of the South, the king of Texas. Okay, that's enough of this fucking.
They suck.
Okay, moving into Jacksonville versus Tennessee, dude. Tennessee's not real. They suck. They suck. I hate that they're still in the NFL's playoff picture right now. If the playoffs were tomorrow, the standings right now in the AFC would be Bills at the 1, KC at the 2, Baltimore at the 3, and then Tennessee at the 4 seed. Cincinnati's take that 4 seed. Tennessee sucks, dude. And I'm going to say something that we've absolutely proven. We already knew that Trevor Lawrence was going to be an NFL QB. That was not up for debate. Dougie P will be the forgotten Philly kid, as I call him. He will be the Jacksonville head coach for the next 5 years.
Oh yeah, Dougie P. I love Doug.
I know you do. The point just being, dude, is that this Jacksonville team could develop into something to be real. They could develop into something over the Colts where over the next couple of years, dude, they could be winning this division. They go on, they score 33 points. Now, again, we see not a good number here, even though he had a good completion, but he threw the ball 42 times, 30 for 42, 368 yards though, dude. Ryan Tannehill, 25 for 38, 254. No interceptions by Trevor, but 3 tugs. What's your take? Dude, I feel like that this game is more of a reflection because we've seen that Jacksonville, much like as you would say, Detroit, can have these upper levels, in a stock, like where they go up, right? This is more of a reflection on Tennessee, dude. We're seeing that Mike Rabel's got to figure something else out. They should never given fucking Tannehill that contract.
They just don't have the talent there, bro. They just don't on both sides of the football. Whether it's the quarterback situation, whether it's pass rushers, cornerbacks, D-backs, wide receivers, they just don't have the talent. Coaching can only do so much for you against bad football teams.
Correct.
When teams catch up to you and they exploit your thing, like, you can only do so much as a head coach at that point. Talent is going to take over, and that's what's happened over the past couple weeks for them, where they've played teams tough. They've played the best, the Chiefs, the Bengals. They played tough football games when they can scheme, take their time, and dictate the way they want to play. But if they can't dictate the way they want to play football games, they can't compete in a shootout. And that comes down to the quarterback situation. That comes down to the wide receiver situation. Having a great running back can only do you so much. When it's a 30-10 game, a running back's not going to rip off 80-yard runs every game. It's just not. That's just the way the NFL goes now.
That's just a matter of fact. All right. We got 6 minutes left in this before we hit a break. Let's talk about the game of the week.
Hey, go off, King.
The game of the week.
Go off.
I took a -1.5. I told you that the alternate spread was going to work. I don't care who's at QB. Okay? I don't care if we pick the guy off the street. Hey, listen, you know this. You've seen it. I got a good 10-yard pass. They could put some pads on me. I'd lead him to a win. The defense, oh my God, did the defense eat? Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about the Kings, okay? Before we talk about the ultimate
It was
King,
rivalry week.
J.K. Dobbs. It was rivalry week.
Yes,
it was Pittsburgh week. It was at home. Or it was on the road. What do we go and do? We have Queen killing Mitch. Okay, and what did I say about Kenny Pick? I told you that he was going to throw picks. He didn't have to. He gave that to Mitch Trubisky. He got hurt 3 minutes in, and I loved it. I wouldn't have minded tearing an ACL. I don't want it to happen in any other game. But when the Ravens start going against the Steelers, it's all holds bar. Fuck Jersey Jerry. Long live Jersey Jerry. The point being is this. Roquan Smith, 8, interception on the day. Marcus Williams, 8, interception on the day. Patrick Queen, 8, interception on the day. We go in, Tyler Huntley gets hurt, unfortunately. And then Anthony Brown, an undrafted rookie, comes in and helps lead this team to an absolute win. JT, of course, the icing on the cake, the greatest of all time, the kicker, the only kicker in it that will. What have I always said? He crosses it up. It's a guarantee. It happens. He makes shit happen. But not the most Baltimore-esque game of all time, then I don't know what is. Defense 8, sacks on the day, interceptions all over the place. And what led us to a victory? Our run game. J.K. Dobbins back, baby. I tweeted it out. It's like I'm watching the J.K. of 2020.
Sneaky. That was sneaky.
Absolutely sneaky. 120 yards on the day. His first win against the Steelers in his 3 years in the league. And in Pittsburgh, he talked about how much it meant to him in the post-game conference. That's when you're considered a Raven. When you beat the Steelers, he beat them on the road. 120 yards on the day, a touchdown on the day, 15 carries, and then that back and forth, that combination that makes Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt look like has-beens. of J.K. Dobbins and Edwards, dude. Edwards was all over the place, facilitating 66 yards on the day with 13 carries. Huntley had 31 on the day. Mark Andrews didn't eat for a touchdown, but he damn well made sure that he got some love. 17 yards. Robinson with 52. Deshaun Jackson, dude, has been popping off a little bit here and there with some receptions, getting the ball down the road. Either way, typical fashion, AFC North game. I am hot. I am heavy. Fuck Cincinnati. Fuck Cincinnati. They're not going to do dick against us. We're 9-4. We're 3-0 in conference. We're railing everybody out who's in our division. And we're making it to the Super Bowl. That's my take.
All right.
That's my take.
See, like you've been like letting me roll a little bit here tonight, but I'm gonna bring you back a sec. Like
bring me back to earth.
I like a lot of what you said. I think your defense has improved mightily, and that's what you needed. It's what you needed because your team was blowing leads left and right. Your defense has finally answered the bell. You've gotten Roquan in there. Patrick Queen's finally making plays for you. The D-backs are finally making some interceptions for you back on that back end there, locking guys up.
Yep.
Because that's what you need in this division because you got wide receivers all over the place there, especially when it comes down to Cincinnati. But when it comes down to it here is all right.
You love the big bottles.
Yeah, I got a whole nice case from the Fanatic because I'm a hard worker. They love me there. They treat most of us pretty well.
How about we turn on the background instead of watching the cat? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's for the YouTube subscribers only here. Look at him.
Right.
Look at Ted go. Get it, Ted.
All right, we'll clip this.
Dude, he's going after that treat
as
right
the
there.
Petrilli cat in its natural environment attacks its
Go,
toy.
Ted, go. Go, Ted, go. But anyway, you're listening
The Cold Ones
One
Conversations.
It's
You had a
Harry
stroke there.
Heaps.
We're back.
It's Brendan Petrilli. We're here. We're rocking and rolling. If you haven't already, make sure you go click that subscribe button on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify, because you're missing out. We're here. We're having fun. We're making money. We're giving you the insights to everything on the NFL and beyond as we move throughout the sports seasons here. And you get to see the beautiful Ted going after. Look at him. He's about to fall off the tower right now.
If I pull a face card, Ted can keep going. Ready? Here we go. Off the top of the deck.
Oh, go, Ted.
A 9.
Oh, close,
but no cigar. All right, dude. Let's talk about week 15. Let's get into it. We'll give, like we did last week, we'll talk a few of the games that are coming up, and then we got to get into what the people are here for, and that is to make some money. But first, let's preview some games. So I got something that I want to talk to you about, and I'm sure that it's probably going to be one of our games that one of us is betting because they're both teams that you and I both very much like. But let's get, dude, I feel like the biggest game we kind of got to talk about, dude, is Detroit at the New York Jets.
Yeah.
This is an interesting game, dude, because these are
two bad teams, historically bad teams.
Who have the Jets have had more of a comeback season, but this Detroit team is legitimate, dude.
They
this
can
Detroit
make the playoffs.
Team, absolutely, they can, and not only can they make the playoffs, dude, there is no way that they're looking to shop their picks for a new quarterback. Jared Goff is getting another contract in Detroit. This Detroit coaching staff and offense can score. They're legitimate. They're passionate. They love football. They want to instill something that hasn't been in that franchise for years. They see the gap that's coming in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers and the dysfunction. They want to take over that division. And the Jets are not going to be able to take over the AFC East, but they're 100% looking to be a contender. And Saleh is looking, as I've said many times, to make defensive coaching in 2022 look spectacular. What are your takeaways coming up for this game? Joey Flacco, they are not going to be throwing him to the Wolves, as BFT talked about. He should just sit down if he doesn't know what the play is. Mike White will be playing. this could be a shoot. There's only two that I see this game going. It's either a shootout or Detroit runs them. I think it's one or the other.
Yeah.
I think it's a shootout or Detroit runs them.
If
I think
Sorry, if the Jets
No, take it
defense
away.
doesn't play as well as it has against the Buffalo Bills,
Yes.
the 2 times they've played them, I'd be all in on Detroit. I'd be all in.
Right.
Because the Jets with Mike White, with whoever, if he's banged up, his ribs are hurting.
He's still throwing 300 yards. It doesn't matter, dude. He's a killer. He is a killer, dude.
I like Detroit better when it comes offensively. But the Jets defense is very good. It's very, very, very good. And that's what makes me kind of pause when I look at this game, and it makes me say that Detroit's not going to beat them by, 6 points or more. And that's what I think, like, this line flipping back and forth is really what Vegas knows exactly what the public is thinking. You think, all right, Mike White hurt, banged up, goes to an emergency ambulance after the game against the Bills. Like, what's an emergency ambulance, Harry? Can you please tell me?
Is he good? Is he good? Is he good?
A precautionary ambulance, like.
Absolutely, dude. 100%. Yes.
And then they bring him back and then they say, okay, no, he's good. He's like, yeah, I got sore ribs. I'll be good to go. And then the line flips back to them by a point and a half.
By a point. Yeah. Yes.
Like,
it's a whole number right now to point, but no, yeah. It's we obviously know that Detroit's biggest weakness is their defense. Their defense can't stop anybody, but who do the Jets really have besides Mike White? Nobody really to score with.
Defense is getting stingy though. They got Hutchinson, they got a couple guys on the back end there that have been getting it done. They're not good. They're not great by any stretch of the
they're grinders. They're grinders.
They're riders, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we're the number one rider, so let's get a feature.
Yeah.
All right. I like that take. I think another game that we got to touch on, dude. Obviously, when you look at a team that could have a very, very different outlook a year from now, and we're kind of seeing the seeds of it being set now, this late in the season, these next couple weeks, I really think are going to determine Derek Carr's future with the Raiders. And that's New England versus the Raiders. New England on the road, going to Vegas.
I wouldn't touch this game.
I wouldn't touch this game either. I love that. That is the take. I would not touch this game.
Yeah.
But what I do think is interesting about this are two things. Number one, I think we've proven that what's his name? Josh McDaniels. Who's the head coach? Yeah, that Josh McDaniels can't be a head coach. He needs to fly back to New England. This is
a revenge game for him here.
He can't beat Daddy. Daddy's going to whoop him. Daddy's going to show him everything that he taught him. I don't care if my main man.
There you go.
Inserted pen.
There you go.
Matt Patricia is not. They're gonna rout the Raiders. And what I think is just crazy here, dude, is Derek Carr got the best weapon this past year in the NFL to come to Vegas, has a prior relationship with him, and couldn't
come to Vegas.
And couldn't do dick this year.
Couldn't come dick.
Roman, where are you? The point being is, dude,
that Vegas team should just be a walking Roman
ad
right on it.
When you're feeling low, we'll get you up.
Yeah.
The point being, what do you take away from this season with the Raiders? Is Derek Carr safe there, or is he going to be looking to move? Who gets moved first if the season keeps going the way it is? Derek Carr, or Josh McDaniels? Who's getting moved?
It should be Carr.
Correct.
But quarterbacks are a lot harder to find in the NFL. And quarterbacks that what you just said get premier wide receivers to come to your team and pretty much force their way to your team.
Even bigger
probably force his way out again.
Yes.
It's hard to move on from that guy. you're more likely to find a coach than to find a
I
quarterback.
love this take. Yes.
And
I would
that's
agree
kind of
with
where the
that.
Raiders are at this point.
So then when we talk about being washed, as we did earlier in the segment with Tom, where does Bill stand? Where does
He
Bill
needs to
stand, dude?
find an offensive coordinator, or he needs to take over calling plays on the offense. He can't keep letting those two guys, Joe Judge and Patricia, call the plays because
How does
Mac
he not
Jones
have a
is not.
coaching staff right now
It,
with offense? How is that not the guy who has been the great
so
doesn't have a good coaching tree that's gone out, but has just been such a great coaching
yeah,
in-house guy. How does he not have that?
it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like he's got
Right.
his son in there now. He's got his old guys that have gone,
Family business.
failed at head coach, come back now, giving
Yep.
them another opportunity to bounce back
Yep.
their career. And
Yep.
like this was the year for Mac Jones. Year 2 is where you develop as a quarterback. You've seen it
Yep.
across the league, right? You've seen it in quarterbacks just like, Kyler Murray last year, Jalen Hurts this year is the MVP outright. But anyway, like Mac Jones, this was his year to bounce back, to be that guy, to learn, flourish on this team that has a great defense, that has a great coaching, but on the offensive side of the ball, they just look pathetic. Multiple times you're like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
Like, let's take a chance. Let's take an opportunity here. It's not like we got like nothing. Like, let's make something happen. And they just
100%.
haven't. It's been gross. I don't have any more adjectives in my
In your wheelhouse. And you know what?
thesaurus.
That's
Is that
okay.
the word for it? I don't know.
Yeah, hey, the amount of knowledge that you just showed from going from private school in Philadelphia to then going to Susquehanna University, dude, you just showed your whole college degree. That was great. Let's hit one more game before we talk about bets. I loved everything about that. And let's talk about the possible washed out king, Cincinnati on the road to Tampa. What do we see coming out of this game? We're not talking bets right now. We're just talking about futures that we see. I know the line's somewhere around 4. Is Cincinnati going to totally blow this team out? Or is Tom finally going to get these guys the way that his energy level's at? I don't know if they have it in the tank.
Yeah, I've been saying that all year, right, Harry? Like I've been the guy that's had Tom's back. Because I've seen it. I respect the game. I've had him burn me in the past, right?
Yep. And nobody likes getting burned.
No, and
nobody.
Especially a guy that's done it for over 2 decades plus. Guy's the GOAT. He's this, he's that. You can say everything about the guy, but the team around him is just not there.
Let me pause you though, real quick. You know what it really is? You know why you show him love? Because he's little man to you. Who lost to who? That's how you look at it.
We're 1-1. We're 1-1. He beat us in 2004, and we beat him in 2017.
But at the end of the day, though, you beat him with a backup. So he's little man to you. You got to pave the pathway.
I pay respects. I still kiss the ring. The guy's got a lot more rings than I do.
Yep.
So I mean, I pay respects. Like we did kick his ass in that Super Bowl with Big Dick Nick, with that awesome defensive line, and I can go on and on. But I still pay my respects. The guy went and he won another one afterwards.
Torrey Smith.
Yeah. And with the flea flicker against the Vikings in the NFC Championship game. But anyway, like I still pay my respects because he went and he won another one after that. So technically he's got one before the Eagles have had, and the Eagles are searching for that next one right now. So I'm still hesitant to write him off, even though I have written him off earlier in this episode. So it's been very conflicting for me, as you can see, as my brain has been trying to work the Tom Brady, I don't know, shuffle.
It happens.
All
okay.
Right.
So those are our games. Let's move. I feel good. I'm ready to start talking about money.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. Let's talk a little underdogs here first. Because we all love the underdog, because the Philadelphia Eagles are underdogs. If we're not gonna just sugarcoat this, real quick, because everybody loves the Dallas Cowgirls right now, and I love being an underdog as a Philadelphia fan. We love to wear the mask. We love to have everybody hate on us because nobody likes us and we don't care. But our favorite underdogs for the Week 15 slate, Harry, start us off strong here, kid.
Okay. This is listen, I'm gonna. They're not my lock. They're not my lock because I got another game that's gonna be my lock, I think.
Yeah.
But I gotta show love to them. I can't believe how many points we're catching. I don't care if we got a backup QB. And that's Baltimore +3.
Okay.
Baltimore on the road against Cleveland. I got to open with my team. I'm not doing what I did last week, where I'm taking an alternate spread, where I'm telling you I'm doing the 1A, where I'm taking a -3, because it's not fully clear yet that Huntley's going to be good to go. But I don't care who it is. I told you before, I got the scar to prove it. I broke my collarbone. I could still throw a good first down. If they pull me in, I'm ready to rock and roll with my guys. And I know that the Ravens are going to cover the spread. Not only are they going to cover the spread, I take them outright plus their money line. And their money line is good money, right? Their money line is good money. What's that odd right now, by the way, Trilly, for the money line? Yeah. That you combine that with the spread. You combine that with the spread. That's a little bit of good cash. But we're not into the parlay yet. The point being is, I think it's going to be a down and dirty game. I think that we're going to make Deshaun very uncomfortable. I think that we've highlighted that not only now can our defense get after you, but we can take the ball from you, and we'll take it from the air. And Queen's doing that 5 yards in front of the quarterback's face. This is going to be a bad day for Deshaun. He's going to be on his back all day long. Book it. Sacks over 4.5. And I think that really the goal is really going to be feed Edwards, feed Dobbins, flea flicker passes to Drake at times, maybe one to Deshaun, maybe one to Andrews, and just put JT 47 yards and closer and go out and kick. Go out and kick. Edwards and Dobbins, get us past the 50. Put JT out there and kick. We'll kick all game long if we have to.
What are you thinking then? Like a final score? Like let's pick the exact score. If we're thinking a lot of field goals. I'm putting you on the spot. I know that for sure. Like,
19,
are we thinking
16?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that 19 number. That's
19, 16? Yeah. I think it's, again, another really low-scoring game. We don't have our
Cleveland on Saturday. What do you think of the Saturday games?
I think it's disrespectful. Football is meant for the Lord's Day, as we all know. And I don't work on the Lord's check. Otherwise, I'm sitting down and I'm watching the Vens go to work, do their thing. I think it's disrespectful. I don't like it. I'm not in. It's supposed to be a Sunday thing, and I'm pissed.
I love it. Not gonna lie, I love it.
Okay.
Anytime I can get some professional football, I
understand that. I
don't want it. I don't want it all the time. But when it comes down to it, in these little crunch times of the year, we're getting together with the families. The families are meeting. We're hanging out. When we can have something to bank on the back corner of the TV, you know what I'm saying? Yep. We can all go,
I get that.
I like it. I like it. A little
I
extra.
like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that a lot.
All
okay.
Right.
Trilly, hit us with your first underdog.
Yeah, my first underdog. A little disrespectful here. They got a rookie QB now starting for them, and I think that's why this line is the way it is. Sunday matchup. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. I like the Atlanta Falcons plus 4.5 because they have a good squad around them. Now, I think this line is the way that it is because of Desmond Ridder is declared the starting quarterback of this team. And the Saints still have an okay defense, but the rest of that team has given up. The rest of that team, if they would have cared, they would have put Jameis Winston in for the hell of it. Just for the it factor. They would have put in Taysom Hill for the it factor, but they have been boring. They have been lame. They have given up on the season because they've just been starting Andy Dalton the past, 4, 5, 6 weeks and just pretty much been like, all right, we know what we're going to get, and he's going to get us close, but we're going to lose. That's what the New Orleans Saints is.
Fair enough.
Ryan, I love you, but that's what it is. You need to put something else in, but now, this pick on the separate side of it, the Eagles have the Saints pick. I want them to lose. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons plus 4.5. Love it.
Love it. Love that pick. I think it's tremendous. And I think that you're absolutely right on.
They can lose by a field goal and we still win. And
we still win.
That rookie QB magic. This Saints team is nothing to hoot and holler about here. They can. And the Falcons, they still have weapons. They got Drake London. You got Cordero Patterson. You got other guys, Tyler Algier. Got guys all over the place on that offense. Maybe Will Compton makes a return for year 10 on that defense this weekend. We don't know. But
Dude, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Atlanta's a quarterback away.
yeah,
Atlanta's a quarterback away. That's what it comes
rookie
down
QBs,
to.
you never know what happens with them. It could be ugly,
Nope.
it could be great. I'm banking on it. It could be okay. Because this Saints team, if Andy Dalton's playing, I don't care. I'll take the other squad to at least keep it close.
I'm going to go quick.
Nice guy, though.
Kansas City on the road to Texas under 49.5. I think that this is I'm guaranteeing this. And now why do I say that? I say that because you always, always, always take the under when a bad team outperforms the week before. And they scored 23 points against a supposed Super Bowl contender in Dallas. Deep playoff contender in Dallas. Now, Dallas isn't that good in reality to get 17.5 like they did last week, but they are still a now 10-3, or sorry, 10-4. We're a 9-4 team. Still a good team. Kansas City, I could see them shutting this team out 35-0, 37-0. I don't see Houston scoring really at all here, but I don't see Kansas City having a field day where it's like they 50 on this team. I take the under. I think it's enough points where you're safe, 49.5. That gives both teams an opportunity to score 25. Obviously, I think that Kansas City scores, 37, or they score 35 to 32.
How did I miss that? Honestly, that's a great pick.
And then
That's
Houston scores maybe 3. Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot
because
of
I
points.
think Dameon Pierce might be out for that game for the Texans too.
Yep.
So I don't see where the offense is coming from one side of the football there.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that pick.
Thanks, homie. Under 49.5. Hit me with your next one, bro.
My under, and I hate betting unders.
You
hate
do.
it.
It screwed us last week on that parlay.
Tom Brady screwed us. That sad touchdown is what happened there. That
on to
was
next week.
Pathetic. And that was a low total to begin with, right? At what, 37.5? And I'm a little skeptical of taking this one, but I'm going to rock with it. But these two teams are so bad. A little bad luck injury-wise, where both quarterbacks got hurt last week. Kyler Murray out for the year with the ACL. It's absolutely terrible. You hate to see that. And Russell Wilson has concussion problems. We don't know what's going on with him, whether he'll play or not. Under 36.5. Both teams have pretty good defenses. Backup quarterbacks in there. Don't see any points going on in this game. Under 36.5. I don't know how much I really need to say other than that, Harry. Other than that, 36 is not a lot of points. It kind of scares me. Maybe a defensive touchdown or something can kind of screw us over. A big play, a missed tackle. But if I gotta talk myself into that, I'm not that worried.
But dude, you can sum it up. You can sum it up in a sentence. Both these teams suck.
All right. Yeah.
There you go. That's why you're taking the under. Both these teams suck. And again, it goes back to the point that I just made. Denver this past week, when a bad team overperforms, you take the under. Denver scored 21 unanswered points. They're not doing that again. They're not doing that again.
Yeah.
They're just not. I think that's a great pick, dude. I think that I personally, out of every game that we've said so far, besides my Ravens, I think that is probably the most likely to hit. I think that's a great pick. Okay. I don't know if you have another under or underdog, but I'm done. I'm ready to go to overs.
Yeah, let's go to overs and our favorites.
Okay, so I think that this is a very interesting game. We were talking about it before. It could be another game where it's like, do you touch it or not? Now, I'm pulling a Barstool advisor here. I'm looking at the weather here. And I think that you know which game I'm about to bring up. And that is the Buffalo -7, Miami +7. Okay, let's talk real quick here. We're gonna lay this here. I'm going points too. Okay, let's see if we're at the same place. Okay. Let's lay out the weather here. I got it pulled up right now. Thursday, it's raining in Buffalo. Friday, it's raining. High of 38, low of 29. That shit's going to freeze. It snowed deep on Saturday. High of 33, low of 27. You know that means it's freezing. And then Sunday, cloudy.
Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night. Okay,
yeah.
Well then that changes. Yeah. That changes things. Because I will tell you originally
8:15 at night. on Saturday.
8:15 prime time on a Saturday. This is
Oh my
taking over
God.
college football.
We'll hit this in a second after we talk about this game, but
I was thinking about taking the over here, dude. 44 points is not a lot of points for these teams
that's
to
what
score.
I have down too. Yeah.
But this weather is throwing me off. Now, there is no cocaine addicts that are more averse to the cold weather than Miami Dolphin players because they got to do it every year. And Buffalo
been
is
hyping
looking
it up down there too. They've been asking the head coach. They've been asking the players. They had a heater out in where were they last week? Wherever they were last week, it was 44 degrees, and they had a heater on the sideline. They're like, "Oh, do you guys are going to be able to handle,
cold?
20 to 20 20 degrees or minus that?" And they're all like, "Blah blah blah." And of course we can. All you got to do is just score more points than the other team, and that's how we win games. They better live up to that. They 100% live up to that, or else they're going to be absolutely killed, because the Miami Dolphins for decades have been killed because they can't score points when it comes down to crunch time up in the Northeast when it's 100%. Cold and it's snowing.
They don't know how to.
I've seen guys like my own Devontae Smith. He hates the cold too. He's got him mic'd up, and he's just like, "Oh my God, I'm freezing."
But he's not
like,
a booger sugar guy, right?
Like this. What?
He's not a booger sugar guy, though. He's not like those Miami players.
I didn't
think
not.
so.
I didn't like Mike McDaniels and the guys down south there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna come up north, and they got to prove that they can score points. When it comes down to it, the Bills know how to do it.
I agree.
And the Dolphins are gonna have to prove it. I think 2-3 touchdowns each.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Or at the end of the day, what the biggest factor to me is that Buffalo's that they only scored 20 against the Jets. They're pissed. And they're pissed that they only scored 20 against the Jets in the cold.
That Dolphins defense is not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Buffalo and Buffalo's defense isn't there. So Miami can score. Miami can at least get in range to put up a touchdown, get a field goal, get another touchdown. I'm taking the over 44. Solid number. I like it. How about you?
That was my over too.
Okay, so we're again, dude. We don't, and ladies and gentlemen, you're coming here for the picks. Like and subscribe. We're giving you the shorts. We're giving you the bet slips. We're putting it out. Trilly and I don't rehearse this stuff pre-show. We come in here. We like to surprise each other. Yeah. We're like, when I pull, if I pull out a Roman swipe when I'm with Trilly, I want him to be surprised. I want him to be happy. That's what's happening right now with these betting cards. You know what I mean? That was a little on the line.
And when we surprise each other, we are always matching up, and we are hitting. When we are all of a sudden pulling out the cards on each other, and we are matching up, and we hit whenever we both agree on something. It's insane.
It is insane. Okay. Hit me with your next fave or over.
All right. My favorite, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. Cincinnati Bengals, 3.5. Love it. Love them. 3.5. I mean, I don't know how much more I got to really say about that team. We talked about it a little bit. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of scared about is that Tom factor, kind of answer a little bit, but that's kind of what I'm going with on my picks. I need to bounce back. I had a rough week on my individual picks. I'm not going to change up on it. Bengals are going to score points. I don't see Tom in that offense keeping up.
I like it. I'm going to bounce back, go quick. Indianapolis Colts on the road to Minnesota over 47.5. It's too little points. Minnesota is not the team that the Eagles are, where they can shut this team out. The Colts the Colts really weren't there last week. I just like it. I think that both teams score here.
And then another favorite that I like, Chargers -3.
Who are they playing?
Tennessee Titans. I'm feeling like I'm falling into a trap a little bit.
Walk me through that pick. Walk me through that.
I feel like we've been going back and forth on this Chargers team, right? We've been going back and forth on Justin Herbert, whether he's a leader. Is he this? Is this team that? Can they be an actual contender?
Talked about that a bunch, yeah.
This Titans team is in free fall right now. And this Chargers team is finally finding that identity that they can score points. They're getting their guys healthy. They got Mike Williams. They got Keenan Allen. They got Austin Eckler, Joshua Palmer, Everett at tight end. They can move the ball finally. They're healthy, and they're ready to go. I just don't see how this Titans team can keep up. I just don't. I mean, Treylon Burks has been hurt. He's been banged up. It just has to. The only way that the Titans can win is if the blueprint we've laid out for them is if they run the ball and they get turnovers on defense. I just don't see it happening in this game.
I mean, yeah, dude. I kind of feel like you kind of summed it all up. I don't really feel like I can say anything that's different. Yeah, 100%.
I
Okay,
don't love it, but
it's there, and I see why you're
3
pushing
points
it.
is not a lot,
3 points
especially
not a
for a
lot.
team that can score a lot of points.
Absolutely. Okay, I have
Now,
never done
can the
this.
Titans muck it up and make it an ugly game for sure?
Yes.
But I like the way that the Chargers are trending.
That Miami win was a huge reason for that.
Yeah.
Now, I have never done thrivers in the overs and faves category, but I'm doing it this week. I got one more, and then we'll move to our HTL if unless you got another one. But dude, I'm going primetime football. Rams on the road, Green Bay. I'm going over 39.5 points. I think that this is a game where neither defenses are going to be there.
Yeah.
I think that bad quarterbacks look good.
Yep.
That as simple as that.
Yeah.
I think that they both score. I think that Baker, people are going to be talking about Baker after this game, even if he loses. They're going to be talking about him like, could he get on another team and be a starter? Which he can't. He shouldn't be, in my opinion. But yeah, I like this. I like that line. I think it's a very little amount of points to score. I think that there's going to be a lot of red zone scoring from Green Bay. I think they'll march down the field. They'll feed Jones. He'll get in. I think for Baker, it's going to be Baker's luck right now. He gets hooked with the Rams, comes out, 2-minute offense. Now he's had a whole week to learn the offense. It's going to be some deep bomb throws, score, book it over 39.5. Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers.
Love it. Let's move into those HTLs here, our locks of the week here, Harry. I'm going to start off with mine. It's a team that I've been hyping up, a team that we haven't talked about yet because I love it so much. I just want to keep it in moderation.
Want to keep it classy.
Eagles -9 over the Bears. Great. I don't know if I have to really say too much else.
It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Now I'm going to push back though. You like that line at 9? Don't you think it should be more, or don't you think it should be less?
I'm comfortable. We've had big lines to start this year, and they haven't lived up to that, right?
Right.
But when the lines have been short the past couple weeks, we've blown teams out the water.
Well, yeah.
So if I can find something in the middle there, I'm comfortable with the 9. It can be a 10-point game. It can be 10 plus. I don't care. I see it being more than that, obviously. I'm comfortable with that. I don't need to buy more points. If I want to get spicy with it, maybe I'll take whatever, but responsibly, of course.
But of course. Okay, my lock. You want to go lock or me?
Well, that Eagles are my lock.
Oh, okay. I got caught up there. I just had a stroke. You had a stroke earlier. I just had one. My lock's Detroit +1.5. Okay. I think that this could be one of the best games all season long. I think it could be. It's either going to be an absolute should be prime time, and we never would have thought at the start of the season that these teams said that they should be in prime time. It's either going to be prime time or it's going to be slow as hell. I think the line is great. It's in New York. Detroit knows how to score. Yes, the Jets defense is real, but I think that this. I know that this Detroit team can keep up. I don't see the Jets being able to score much points. They don't really have anybody on the offensive side of the ball besides Mike White. And yes, I know Detroit doesn't have that much, but I see them keeping it close. Detroit +1.5. I think it's simple. I think it's easy. And I think that Jared Goff again shows that a team who's been close to the Bills and has beaten the Bills, he can be like, not only can I keep it close, I can possibly win. Detroit +1.5.
I love it. All right, Harold, let's piece it together here.
Let's take the break because we got 2 minutes. Way we can. Let's hit it.
Take it over because we've been so freaking close on this parlay. One leg short past couple weeks.
Short.
We'll think it over. We'll be right back in one second because you're gonna subscribe while we're gone. Hit the bell.
And you're gonna share it
on us.
You're gonna text it. I message it to your friends and the green bubbles. We accept all text message bubbles. Send it to everybody.
Exactly. All you teak guys, all you rugby guys from Susquehanna, you better hit the freaking bell and tell
That's right.
everybody else to too. Because we love all you guys. We know we're all boys here and everybody else. Become a part of the family here on Club One Conversations. Let's go. We'll be right back with the parlay. We're back. We thought about it. We locked in. We're locked and loaded here on the Cold One Conversations. I am Brendan Petrilli. We got Harry Heaps. He's back on the can over there. I got the bottle.
Back on the can. 2 weeks in a row. I can't get it. I'm off the bottle. I'm on the can. I'm Harold the Wizard. I'm joined by Brendan the Bod Petrilli. We're ready to do the HTP. We were one leg away last week. Trilly, let's do it. Let's make our folks some money. You got 2 picks. I got 2 picks. Start us off, dog.
Harold, we talked about it a little bit off air here, and I really like it the more and more I look at it. We haven't talked about this game yet for a lot of reasons. It's 2 ugly football teams, but it's your rival, arch rival.
Ooh.
You just took them down the week before. Why are they catching 2.5 points?
I don't know.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm taking them 2.5 over the Carolina Panthers.
I think that they're catching the 2.5 because probably Mitch might still be starting. They're worried about him throwing too many picks. I don't care. That defense is too good. And
Carolina.
the coaching is, I mean, it's like a D1 college football coach coaching against a high school coach. I mean, Mike Tomlin, one of the best to ever do it. Love that pick. Okay. My next one, I'm taking it. New York Giants money line. I like them to win that game outright on the road. Coming off a big loss from the Eagles. They don't lose that way against Washington. Over unders 40.5.
And the way they tied 2 weeks before between the two of them.
Yep. I like the Giants to win outright. Money line plus 190.
All right. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right. What are you thinking your next pick? And then I'll hit mine to wrap it up here.
You know, man, I don't know if I'm going to pick one of my last picks, but
it's juicy here. What we got going is juicy.
We do. We're in good money right now. Dude, I don't know really what to do here.
You want me to give you mine?
No, I'm gonna give you mine. I'm taking Miami plus 7.
Okay. I like that. I think 7's a lot of points for that football game.
Yep.
Especially the weather. We like the points over earlier when I was talking about it, but I like to be close.
No, I can't. Miami's burned me the last 3 times I've bet them. And they burned me last week at -3. I can't. Got to take it out. I got to be good to the people. I got to be good to us.
I respect it.
I got to take them out. Nope, can't do it. I'm glad I remember that. Thank God before we locked it in. Dallas -4.
Ew, but probably the good pick.
Yep. Dallas -4.
Do you have anything to say about it, or?
They're the better football team. They're on the road. They are going to be looking to make up for being that close to a team that they were supposedly supposed to beat by 17 points that the odd maker said, which obviously was free money. They were begging you to bet Dallas. Everybody did that, got burned. Trevor Lawrence, again, a bad team, overperformed. They're not doing that against the Dallas defense. I don't care if they're at home or not. You can't. You just can't. They got too good a talent. Dallas -4.
Yeah, as much as I went on a rant about him earlier, I mean, 4 points is a little disrespectful the way that they have been able to score points. Jacksonville is not that great of a team as much as I love Dougie P and Trevor Lawrence, but yeah, I mean, Dallas should beat them by at least a touchdown plus.
Absolutely.
If they don't, they're a joke and they're a mockery, and the Eagles are going
to joke.
But to wrap out the parlay here, the one game you talked about that's kind of going under the radar here, that's kind of really, really ugly on Monday Night Football. I like the over here at 49.5.
Okay.
LA Rams, Green Bay Packers.
Dude, this is juicy.
The over hasn't been great on Monday night games here, on primetime games, really, but it's been catching up.
Yep.
We've been heating up on good football.
Dude.
I'm not saying this is going to be good football, but
But you're
The
saying
Rams are going to be missing a lot of good players on defense. Aaron Donald, who knows? Baker Mayfield's going to be hungry. Aaron Rodgers is going to be hungry. He's still got a couple guys on offense, whether it's his running backs, Christian Watson, whatever. These teams are still going to look to score points. 40 points, not that crazy to do. I like it.
I like it too. You ready for the odds, baby?
Mm-hmm.
We got the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 2.5 or plus 100. New York Giants money line plus 190. Dallas -4, -110. The over in the LA Rams Green Bay Packers game at Green Bay -112 plus 1995. 15 wins you just under 3 bills. 299.39. That is a fucking great payday.
Placed it.
I'm placing mine right now too.
Responsibly, of course.
Responsibly.
Because, you know, when we're posting these episodes, we make at least 3
million
FTX coins at least per episode.
At least. All right, everybody. That is going into week 15. That is episode whatever of Cold Ones Conversations. That's the HTP. We gave you our picks. We gave you the HTP. We wrapped up week 14. We had a great week combined. Like and subscribe. We got to get those numbers up. We're at 52. We're getting hundreds of views, but we're not getting hundreds of subscribers. Subscribe to us. We know you like seeing us. We know that you like when Trilly's down bad, the sick bastards that come out, the people that call me clowns. You haven't been, though. God bless you.
But it's coming, probably.
So. Most likely. The point being is follow us, send us out. I'm Harold the Wizard. We love you.
We love you guys. Shout out to the 215. Go Birds, baby. Let's go.
Go Vens.